be seated. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Christus Anisti. Christ is risen. As the Lent has a theme or a story that is going through all the readings of the Lent, the readings of the Holy 50 Days is also having a very nice theme. And the theme is simply, abide in me. And when we abide in God, we will rise with Him. In His resurrection, we will ascend with Him in His ascension. And when we are abiding in Him, we will receive the Holy Spirit in the end of the Pentecost. And abiding is a key word in our spiritual life. Spiritual life is, number one, you start. Number two, you abide. Number three, you grow. Number four, you give fruit. Number five, you consecrate. Start, abide, grow, give fruit, consecrate. And we cannot say that the Lent is only just starting. It is definitely much more deeper than this. But the goal of, think of this, you got the best fruit tree from the best place that is selling fruit trees. You paid a lot of amount of money. You got the tree and you said, you know what, I will put this tree in my backyard. You go to your backyard, you put the tree, you water it for a while, light, nutrients, couple of weeks, nothing is happening. So you say, no, I will remove it and I will put it in the backyard of my neighbor. You give it a few weeks, you go, nothing is changing, you take it and you put it in the green area in the church. Every Sunday you come and look at it. Do you think that this fruit tree will give any fruits? Why? Because you keep moving it. You keep moving it from place to place to place. It was never placed in a place and give it time to abide and to no changes. So to abide in God is, not to abide in God is that risky that it is risking our own salvation. Because what did the Lord say about a branch that is not attached to the vine? Will be cut down and be thrown in fire. And if I am a branch from the tree of God and I am away, I'm not abiding, I'm disconnected from the tree. Unfortunately, I'm just a piece of wood that have no value. The whole value of any branch is that it is connected to the tree, and through the tree it has nutrients, and through the tree it will bring forth fruit. But if the branch said, you know, I can't exist on my own. You know, the problem is, if God is the tree of life, and I am saying that I am a branch of the tree of life, but I can't exist alone, this means that you are not existing. Because how come you have a branch disconnected from the tree that will be on its own? And Jesus said to those in the Jews today, in the gospel of today, if you abide in my words, you are my disciples indeed. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You think sometimes that if I am disconnected, if I am not attached to the tree of life or to God, I will be free. I will be doing whatever I want. Nobody is going to tell me do this or don't do this. I will be free doing whatever I want. But this is not the definition of freedom, because the definition of freedom the Lord mentioned here also today in the gospel in John chapter 8. Because he told them, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered and they told him, we have never been under bondage to anyone, though they are lying, because they have been in captivity for years and years and years and years, to the Babylon kingdom and to the Assyrian kingdom. And Jesus answered and said to them, most assuredly I say to you, whoever commits sin is slave of sin. And he says this is the new definition of slavery. It is not that you are on your own, you do whatever you want to do. The slavery, by the definition of the Lord himself, is when we commit sin, we are slaves to sin. We are handicapped towards the sin that we are not being able to say no. The freedom is from within. The freedom is to be able to say no. The freedom is not to be under the bondage of any type of sin or any type of addiction or any type of trespasses that is against the will of God. And a slave does not abide in the house forever, but a son abides forever. The slave does not abide, but the son abides. Maybe you have heard this story from me before. There was a monk, and this monk was invited to a Ramadan gathering for a very famous judge. And this judge was a Muslim judge, very righteous, very nice, very kind, never took bribery. Everybody loves him, just a phenomenon. So he invited that monk to the gathering. The monk came. The monk was greeted very well. Towards the end of the gathering, the judge, the good judge, the righteous one, if we can say righteous, he went to the monk and he told him, "You know that I am good." He told him, "Yes." He told him, "Do you know that I never took bribery, I never oppressed anyone, everyone loves me, I always do a lot of good deeds?" He told him, "Yes, that's why I came." He told him, "You think that I will make it to the kingdom of heaven? I'm good." So if he told him no, he's insulting him. And if he told him yes, he's disapproving all his belief system. So he lifted up his heart and he told the judge, "I will tell you something. Do you have kids?" He told him, "Yeah, I have 3 kids." He told him, "Do you have servants who are helping you in the home?" He told him, Yeah, I have 2. He told him, God forbid, when you die, who is going to inherit you?" He told him, "My kids, for sure." He told him, "This is exactly the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven will be inherited to the children of God, the sons. The slaves has no place. The paid positions, they have no place. Those who are thinking that they are righteous and they are not the children of God, they have no place. It is only for those who are children." And it is very true, because the Lord is saying, Jesus answered, "And most assuredly I say to you, who commits sin is a slave of sin, and as a slave does not abide in the house forever, will never be there forever, will never be living in the kingdom of heaven forever. But a son abides forever." But the son will abide forever. And the question is, if we truly abide in God, then because we are the children of God, then there is nothing that disconnects us from God. There is nothing that separates us from God. So it is of a very, very important aspect in our life. There is nothing that you will do ever in your life that God will say, "You know what, Michael is not my son anymore. I don't know you. I have nothing to do with you." We listen to parents telling their kids, "You are not my son anymore," because they got C. Or they messed up, or they ruined something. I have nothing to do with you. God will never, there is nothing that you will do, even if you told God, "I don't want to be associated with you." He is still looking to you as, "This is my beloved son, and this is my beloved daughter." And this relationship with us and God will never be taken away from us. And this is where we are abiding in God. This is where our identity or our existence is. Does our life show that we are because you can have 2 kids, one who is a delight to your heart and one who is breaking your heart. And you go and say, "Yeah, this is my first son and this is my second son, and I love them both." But one is a source of pleasure to the heart of God, and one is a source of breaking or heartbreaking to when he comes to the relationship with God. And the advice of God to us today and to me, yes, we are all children of God. And he said to those who believed him, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed." لو احنا أولاد ربنا فعلا, if we are really the children of God, we will abide in his word. We will hold fast to his commandments, we'll keep it in our hearts, and we'll say, I have hidden your words in my heart so as not I will sin against you. I have kept your words in my heart so as not I will sin against you. And my question to you is, in order to abide in the Word of God, you need to know the Word of God. How come you are going to keep the Word in you and you don't know it? In order to know the Word of God, you need to understand it. In order to understand the Word of God, you need to read it. Are you there? I lost you. طب how we will abide in the Word of God? I need to know it. How to know it? I need to read it and to understand it and to memorize it and keep it in my heart. So in order to abide in God, read the commandment of God daily. Read the commandment of God daily. Understand it. Ask questions. And many, many times, even now I'm a priest, there are passages that I don't understand. I go and I read and I ask. And even I have a few other clergy that they are very well versed. I go to them and I ask them. Read, understand, memorize, keep it in your heart, and the last thing, do it. Because if we read and we understand and memorize the Word of God and we in the end are not doing it, it doesn't make any sense. I will give you an example. Whatever you want others to do to you, do to them. On Sunday, last Sunday, kids are crying. Parents are taking care of their kids, or they're trying to take care of their kids. The congregation is judging the parents who are outside. The parents are upset from the congregation that why you are giving me this look, but my kids are going out of control. It's a very, very clear example to, if you really love, do to others as you want others to do to you. So if the congregation, if anyone who is upset from the crying of the kids said, maybe this is my son, maybe this is my daughter or my grandkids, we will have a completely different perspective towards those who are giving hard time, or the parents who are having kids and they are a little bit loud, or things is going out of control and they are not taking any action. That maybe I should have done a different approach to different action. The problem is we listen to the commandment of God, goes from this ear out from the other ear, and no one is doing anything, and we call ourselves our Christians. I went to church. The toughest Bible verse, this is my personal toughest Bible verse, love your neighbor as yourself. As yourself. As yourself. And both of us, if you are best friends and we are applying for the same job, and you get the job and I get a denial letter, and I am very happy and very excited that you got the job as if I got it. Who does this? Who? Tell me who does this? Unless you do it with your kids. The only people that you want really that they will be even better than you is your kids. We have no doubt about this. But love your neighbor as yourself. It's very tough. This is the toughest. But the whole point is, we go through the commandment of God. It goes in, goes out. We don't keep it, we don't apply it, we don't pray hardly to tell God, I need to apply this in my life. And as an example, okay, this is a golden, what is happening on Sunday in the end of the church is a golden opportunity for application. Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, brainstorm and think how you can do it. But judging and animosity and rebuking, this is not the commandment of God. May God give me and give each one of us that we will abide in Him and abide in His words, to be His real children, to whom is the glory forever and ever. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Iisus,